morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning dressed up like this? Yes! That's why I'm still in bed. Me, I'm FayWhat, and I'm going to help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's going to be a great week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too? If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and we're live right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm also on demand, baby, anytime you want. It's Monday, October 30th, 2023. Oh my God, I can't believe it's October 30th. I can't believe tomorrow's Halloween. I can't believe I've been partying all weekend. Anyway, all right, let's keep geeky about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What else did you think? Come on, you know I don't know what to do with a boy in bed anymore. It's been a very, very, very long time. Our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late. And this morning I'm joined by my gay guy pal, DJ Eric Restivo. You can see him at all kinds of places, all over the drive, all over LA, all over New York, all over Facebook, all over TikTok. You're freaking everywhere.
I'm everywhere and things are getting spooky.
Welcome back,
Thank
baby.
you so
Happy
much for having me.
Halloween.
I cannot even believe it's Halloween either. Also, I just feel like I just discovered something from your intro video.
What?
No joke. Do we have a tattoo in the same area? The nautical star?
Oh my God.
So I have it on my arm and then I also have it down here. I'm like, I knew we were it's
Oh my God, I love
so
that.
funny.
Touch.
Boop, boop, boop.
So
we just scissored.
So the story with my nautical star is that I share it with my brother Kevin, and my brother lives in the UK. He lives in London, and so we got it before he moved there 8 years ago. Just basically like we will always find our way back to each other no matter what, you know. And so whenever we see each other, we go wah wah.
There you go. Well, brother
and
from
now
another
I get to share it
mother.
from
Yeah.
you too.
There we go.
I love that.
Thank you for the costume, by the way. I love a theme. Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Am I a ladybug?
You're a ladybug because you're a mother effing lady. That's why. I love it.
I love it, honey.
And I love your Christmas socks.
Thank
Are
you
those
so-
Christmas socks?
They are Christmas dog socks. They
Can you
say
show our
yes,
viewers
I
your
can.
socks?
It says the best dog dad ever.
Aw.
For me, Halloween also means Christmas.
Well, because it's our gay Christmas,
yeah.
right?
So like I lit my first Christmas candle this morning. Oh, hi, babe.
Hi, Luna.
Oh,
and Luna's
oh, oh.
dressed up too. Luna has a sailor outfit on. You know, it's bad when my outfit fits you and her.
I know. Truth be told, me and Luna
Hi,
had
baby.
we had costume fittings right before this episode,
We did.
and I actually had this one on first, but it looked a little bit better on Luna.
It does look better on Luna.
So we went with
She
that.
knows how to work it.
She
You know what I
sure
mean?
does.
Like, she does. She's got
And she
the
knows how to work me, honey.
And she does. She loves you.
Oh, I love
my
my
goodness.
baby.
Hi, Luna.
Hi,
Did you just wake up
baby.
from your nap?
Happy Halloween, honey. Okay,
said-
yes.
okay,
Okay,
all
yes,
right.
you can.
All right, you do it. You
yeah,
kick
she's
it.
getting it off,
You
honey.
kick
She's getting
it,
it off.
sailor. You
there
kick
you
it.
go.
You kick
there
it.
You go.
I love her.
Oh God, I'm exposing myself.
Oh my
I'm
God,
so
you're
sorry.
tatas.
Oh my God, this is.
As Luna beats your ass. I love it.
Okay,
I love
this
it.
is normal,
You
to be
have to
fair.
love live
Oh,
TV.
oh,
That's just kind of how it
baby.
goes. And
Hi,
she
honey.
loves Halloween too, and she thinks that it's gay Christmas, right?
And it is.
It is gay
It
Christmas.
is gay Christmas.
So let's talk a little bit about Halloween. I got some history
Okay.
to tell you about
I got
also
this.
about
I got her.
Halloween. Right, my
Okay,
Luna?
babe. Okay.
No, she is just on one today.
She's
I love
on it.
She
Okay,
likes the thing is that
baby.
Luna really likes Halloween, and you know the reason is because she gets to dress like a cat if she wants to,
honey.
right?
Okay, baby.
Right?
Okay, my
Right?
love. She's like, yes.
She's like, yes, I love everybody, and I'm not going to pay attention to anything that you're doing. So you're just going to get Luna love for a whole 2 minutes, which I know you
There
dog
we
lovers don't care,
go.
right? Because you love dogs too.
There
All right.
we go.
All right. So let's talk about Halloween. So
Okay.
Halloween is believed to have originated from the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, celebrated on November 1st. The Celts believed that on October 31st, the boundary between the living and the dead became blurred, so they would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off evil spirits. It was not long before minority communities embraced the festivities, perhaps out of the need for self-expression, or maybe because it also allowed a certain amount of anonymity, you know? So in 1912, anyone who wore more than 3 articles of clothing worn by the opposite sex could be arrested. All right. But this did not stop those celebrating Halloween, of course. And in fact, it was so popular to experiment with gender roles during Halloween that the police were so inundated with reports of cross-dressing that they gave up arresting people altogether. So minority influence, you know, one historical event that helped change the way people celebrate Halloween was the Great Migration. It was a time when African Americans migrated from the South, mostly to large urban centers to escape segregation and racism. In New York City, the Harlem Renaissance reconnected African Americans who were LGBT. One of the first known drag queens, William Dorsey Swann, born into slavery, led the way in showcasing drag and drag balls at historic venues. Historian George Chauncey says that the queer gatherings in Harlem enhanced the solidarity of the LGBT world and symbolized the continuing centrality of gender inversion to gay culture. The trend of elaborate celebrations on Halloween took off in the 1920s because of movements like the Harlem Renaissance. It opened the door for people to be empowered to explore their own drag. These celebrations later were known as Gay Christmas, which stems from an earlier reference to Halloween called Bitches Christmas, which just totally makes sense, right? So you heard me right, Bitches Christmas. Philadelphia's LGBT community was known to celebrate Bitches Christmas by dressing up in drag and partying in the 50s, 60s, even the 60s. In the 1980s, there were so many drag queen performances in New York City that everyone followed them from bar to bar, leading to some of the country's first queer Halloween parades. In 1969, Stonewall empowered the LGBTQ plus community to come out of the shadows. Halloween, the street parties grew from 160 people in 1974 to over 200,000 people only 5 years later. These street parties led the way for other communities to embrace the spirit of self-expression and celebration. And today, Halloween is widely embraced by the LGBTQ plus community. You will find thousands of drag queens, goblins, and ghosts on the street and packed into bars. Wicked Manners comes alive on Halloween. The annual event is crazy and amazing with families and queers alike. You can also head over to Chelsea in the Village for a huge party or Washington, D.C. for the high-heeled drag queen race, which thousands attend. So go enjoy Halloween, Gay Christmas, whatever you want to call it. It is our time to party. What are we all talking about? What do you think about the history?
Oh, it really is Gay Christmas. It's listen, I didn't know the entire history of Halloween like that. So for me, I'm like, right now, just us sitting in bed with Luna in drag, we would be arrested. If they walked in on this episode right now. They'd be like, you get in the car, let's go.
Yep.
But it's incredible, right? So that saying, when people say, I ran so you could walk, right? That's kind of what I think about, because even though as our generation faces a lot of issues and we've got people against us just because we're queer, there are so many more who came before us who paved the way, who went through more struggles, right? Who weren't able to live their fullest lives because of the restrictions against them, which was ultimately a product of where we are at now, right? So it really is. It's like we need to think about the Halloween like this Halloween holiday more like that, in a way where we celebrate those who came before us and who made it as fun as it is for us now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's so crazy to think about, like, you know, hearing you speak. It's like, you know, in those days, if I wore a tie, you know, or if I wore a blazer, that was incorrect, and you can be arrested for that. You know, like.
The gender roles had to be so specific and assigned.
Specific, you know, and people just not being able to be their true authentic selves. And, you know, back like during Stonewall times, right? If you were caught at a bar and they would arrest you for, you know, being gay or for, you know, men on men or cross-dressing or whatever it was, the next day they would put your name in the paper. Okay, so your job would find out. So you would get.
It was almost like you were a sex offender, pedophile, or something. They would paint you out to be something
and
negative.
people weren't out to their families, so people would be outed like that horribly, on the freaking local paper. That is how things were.
No work again. They would not have anything to jump back into because they would just have that issue of the paper held against them for the rest of their lives. Yeah,
and that's, my wife, the Cuban, she's a huge pessimist, and she keeps every day I hear her screaming at the TV, "We're going backwards."
She's not wrong,
We're going backwards.
She's not wrong. My husband is similar, but it sometimes does feel like every big step we take a few more back, right? Which is not fun.
It's not. But we're resilient. We keep fighting, and we enjoy our Halloween, and it's. It's that time of year where you get to be a hoe if you want to, or maybe a housewife, whatever your dreams are.
Yeah, I'm a hoe for the whole year. So it's like for Halloween, I pretend to be like a little bit
docile and like covered up and everything. You don't even notice who Eric is.
Yeah,
from head to toe.
Covered up,
totally.
Just like this. We're actually going out after this episode in these outfits.
And we're going to go out like this.
Yep, the night before Halloween, honey.
Watch out, Wilton Drive.
Bam.
Because we're coming like
Wicked
this.
Manners right here.
Buzz,
Wicked Manners. Let's go.
Buzz,
bitches, Halloween.
BBB, buzz, bitches.
Exactly.
That's a new hashtag. Let's start it.
Go.
Next, Hero of the Year, Thomas James. Thomas James has been awarded the Navy and Marine Corps Medal for his role in stopping the Club Q shooter who killed 5 people and wounded 19 at the LGBTQ plus club in Colorado Springs, Colorado on November 19th. 2022. He was a Navy petty officer charged at the shooter. He charged at the shooter along with Richard Fierro, an Army veteran. As Fierro pulled the gunman to the floor, James tore the shooter's rifle away and helped Fierro restrain him. A press release from the Navy praised James's response. He deserves it. What are we all talking about?
I mean, it's like, let's applaud. Again, this man deserves more than an applause. It's like when you find human beings like this, they should be protected at all costs, right?
Completely. And what a blessing that he was there at that time.
Literally. I mean, but it says something about someone's true, deep character when you are willing to not run away from the problem, but run towards it, right? And put yourself at risk for anyone. So this man, in my book, he could do no wrong. I remember this like it was yesterday, although it was last year, so keep him protected. We need more of him.
For sure. These, I know that all you folks love the Marvel comics and all the superheroes, but this gentleman, he's an actual superhero. And that's what it is. And that's what it's all about. And, when people say like, man, I don't have a purpose. This man had a purpose. He saved so many lives and he doesn't even know it, and I bet you so many people that were there that night.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Not all heroes. Yeah.
Think about the families of all the lives he saved. It's never just one person. It's always whoever that is attached to that one body, and he saved many of them. So kudos to you, my friend. You are in our prayers and in our love and all of that. I might even send you a Christmas card.
Yeah, we're gonna follow up.
Let's follow up.
Yeah, I think we should.
Let's do it.
Next, from Brokeback Mountains to Strange Way of Life, gay cowboys are common as tumbleweeds. Cowboy iconography has long straddled the thin line between masculine bravado and homoeroticism. What he said. Okay?
Yeah, homoeroticism.
There. The gay cowboy troupe may have been thrust into the spotlight with Brokeback Mountain back in 2005. Wow. But queer cowboys were yeeing their haws on screen for decades before that. Now that queer cinematic cowboys are also as commonplace as tumbleweeds, ranking them is the obvious next step in queer minds. Them magazine has done that exact thing by ranking queer cinematic cowboys in order from most cliche to least cliche. The list has our favorite daddy too, Pedro Pascal, on it. Ranking cowboys is a good idea. What are we all talking about? Do you remember when Brokeback Mountain?
Yes, I remember the emotions I felt like watching it. 2005, so I was 4.
And I was having all kinds of feelings.
2005 was the year before I graduated high school, so I was out, proud, happy. But it was the first time I remember. It was like watching porn, but not porn, because it was a full realized scene, and you didn't actually even see any real nudity. No. Maybe like a a cheek, maybe like a butt cheek.
Yeah. But that was enough.
But there was the intensity. Remember, like it was so, and it was like the anger mixed with the tension, mixed with the two amazing actors, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't love Brokeback Mountain as a whole as a film, but I loved the two gay characters who were being told in this story, and cowboys, honey. It was like I've never seen this before in my life. It was the first time I had seen a man who looked like that go for another man who looked like that. Yeah.
No, and I remember,
and I was turned on too.
I mean, of course,
I was like, "What? Hello."
Of course. Well,
like,
I mean, I watch gay boy porn now, so. Yeah. So
Same.
Of course it turned me on. So
it was better back then.
But I remember watching it, or I don't know if you felt this way, like if we were doing something wrong. But you know what I mean? Like,
you were like,
did anybody
is
find
this
out about
okay?
this? Is this okay?
Yeah.
Like,
Like when you would watch HBO late at night and it was like Spice or whatever, like that softcore porn, I would just be like,
oh, do you remember that channel that would be all fuzzy? And if you went like this, you kind of saw a titty.
And you would play with the back of your cable box. Like I would be pressing it and hopefully, and then it would be like blue and silver. So
all you millennials have no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, you have no idea.
But
and honestly, that's a shame.
But it was, it is. It was a thing.
Yeah.
But again, gay people are everywhere. We are everywhere, right? That's LGBTQ plus is everywhere. For you folks out there that think it's a new thing that we just add letters for fun, bitches, no. We've been around for freaking ever.
I think if I was single, I'd go for a cowboy. If I was single, like I think I would.
I can see that.
Yeah, there's this mysterious thing about it. But I don't know if they could handle me. But I love animals, so I would always just think like cowboy, ranch, farm, horses. Horses are expensive too, so cowboys probably have money. So it's like there are.
So that's how.
Yeah, there are different things.
They make money, so that's why Eric is thinking that. Yes, money shot,
anytime, it's just a money shot.
Money shot. I'm all about it. And I love Pedro Pascal. You guys know that.
Yeah, daddy.
And so I can't wait. I love him in anything, and the fact that he's going to do something homoerotic with another cowboy. And the thing is, again, cowboys are masculine. It's like seeing, and
they're like little smelly,
they smell. They had a shower in the morning.
It's like
they got
Ramrod and the eagle, and like in a cowboy form, they smell.
Like before they redid the pool table, Ramrod. You know what I mean? Or Alibi before they redid it when it still smelled like that from the carpet. Like that.
Yeah, it's like when you only brush your teeth like in the morning and then it's like 6 p.m. and it's like that's
you have sweaters on it.
Yeah,
you feel like you're like, that.
That's
go fall in love with your gay cowboys today.
I'm down. I'm down. My husband's gonna be mad at me, but he's gonna be like, Eric.
You're gonna come home and your daddy's gonna have a freaking cowboy hat on. You're gonna go, there it is.
I know.
Role play.
Yeah, I might have to get one.
loves role play.
Oh,
but she makes me, but like she'll be the cowboy and I'll be like
the horse. I didn't know if you were gonna say.
No, not the horse. Okay, I was gonna say cowgirl, but you know what? Let's just leave it at horse.
I thought maybe she wants to ride you. And then I heard horse, and I was like, "Oh, that wasn't it. That wasn't it.
I know I've gained a couple pounds, but it's not like that.
That wasn't
it. Eric.
That wasn't it. That wasn't it.
On to Caitlyn Jenner.
It was a metaphoric horse.
Metaphoric horse.
Speaking of horses, Caitlyn Jenner.
Next, Caitlyn Jenner, vamos. Okay, Caitlyn Jenner says that her. Yes, you're in my shot.
Sorry.
All right. Live shows, folks.
Sorry, I love you.
Next, Caitlyn Jenner says that her trans critics don't like her because she is white and works for a living. Take that all in, right? The polarizing media personality and failed Republican gubernatorial candidate made the incendiary claim in a new interview with UK paper The Evening Standard. However, the real reason can be her opposition to trans women and girls competing in women's and girls' sports. I think that's why. Jenner, a Republican, has been criticized by advocates for such views. Caitlyn Jenner has got it all wrong. What are we all talking about? Like, there are moments that I feel bad for her. Okay, there are moments.
It's like, I don't know if we have enough time for this one. It's like Caitlyn Jenner, for me, is a lot, right? So it's like you have done everything you've done for yourself, for your transition, which is incredible. You have had top of the line doctors.
Of course.
You have had top of the line plastic surgeons. You've had top of the line everything. So there's that white privilege, right, that is right there because it exists in a world of if you pay to play, you can get what you want or whatever.
Of course.
And then you have the audacity as a retired Olympian, right, and major sports record setter to say that trans women are not allowed to compete because they were born men. It's tough for me. Also, like, her whole family hates her for her terrible views that she speaks out about, and she really did that woman wrong, Kris Jenner. Like, I don't think Kris Kardashian is like anything big deal, but I think Caitlyn Jenner did her wrong.
Well, I mean, okay, Kris Jenner, again, she's a freaking genius. Okay? What she was able to make out of her daughter going, okay, is freaking
I just don't love the show. I don't love the show.
I don't watch that shit either. I can't even watch American Horror Story because she's on it.
Yeah, it's tough.
I can't.
I get that.
I refuse. I'm sorry, a Kardashian on American Horror Story?
She's kind of playing like a version of herself.
Yeah.
You know, so it's...
I can't. I can't.
I don't know. For me, there's too many secrets with Caitlyn Jenner where it's like it's hard for me to trust any opinion now of theirs, and I just don't think she's there for the LGBTQ plus community.
She's not. And just like you said, she doesn't know our plight, okay? And she constantly opens her mouth and sticks in her mouth.
But the Republicans don't even take her seriously.
They don't even take her seriously.
So it's like,
but again, that is my point of in LGBTQ, when someone comes out, we're like, okay, come. We got you.
We have you. Fall.
We got you.
Yeah.
Fall on us. Yeah. Whatever mistakes you make, we'll help you, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And you know, and there are moments that I still feel bad because she obviously is not surrounded with good people. Like, you know what I mean? And I remember seeing...
She's not surrounded with anyone. She's alone, isolated, and just talking,
okay, well,
you know? It's
and you shouldn't. Make some friends. Talk to people on Zoom. Do something. I don't know what to tell you. But every time she opens her mouth, she doesn't go to bat for our community. And you expect our community to go to bat for you? I remember women being actually happy that maybe because of your platform, you'd be able to, like, educate the masses, you know, and people that were supporting you at the time because they thought, as the Olympian you were, as the person that was so respected, you know, that maybe you could get across to some people that other people couldn't. And unfortunately, you let that fall, like, big time. You know?
Listen, when she first made her transition and it was like filmed on the show and everything like that, she was in talks back when I was living in West Hollywood to be Grand Marshal of Prides and different events. And she ultimately wasn't taken seriously and wasn't given the job because of her Twitter and the shit that was said behind closed doors. So it was like, sorry, we don't want that. We don't want a faker, you know?
And honestly, we never turn anybody away.
No,
but unfortunately, we need your card back.
Yeah. Give it.
Give it.
Right here, right now. You have 14 days to return it to the FayWhat show.
Seriously.
At FayWhat, P-O, Fay. Okay?
Yeah.
Send it here.
Fay, Florida, 3313 Fay.
Bitches Christmas.
Bitches Christmas. Finally, okay, let's talk about this story. I can't wait to talk about this lady.
I'm already jealous because I know what it is. I'm jealous.
You know that I saw her 2 weeks ago, and I'm just like, beyond. All right, you're giving me side eye. Okay. Finally, Dominique Jackson, best known for playing the fierce and formidable Electra Abundance on the hit Ryan Murphy series, right? Revealed that, the hit Ryan Murphy series Pose, revealed that she's carried a lot of fear after being assaulted a few years ago. She revealed that in 2018, a man tried to rape her while she was on holiday in the Caribbean resort of Aruba with her then husband, Al. She shared about suffering with agoraphobia too, but Jackson knows how to survive and how to win. Beyond fearless freedom, she knows how to stand true and to be her true, authentic self. What are we all talking about?
Listen, you have some amazing articles on this show. I say it every time I'm here. I always say, like, thank you for shedding light to things that we wouldn't always see in our local news, right? Also, I just want to, we normally round of applause for icons. She gets a bow from me. I'm bowing to Dominique. I was an avid Pose watcher, watched in real time, had to buy a season pass when I was on the road, so I get the episode at midnight. So I love when someone uses their platform for good and they come across as relatable. There are going to be many younger trans women and trans men who look up to Dominique forever. So anytime that there is some sort of subject that you can relate to, like, oh, this famous person is also afraid of their life because
they are Black trans women and
they're living
and they
in
should
2023.
Yeah.
It's going to make me feel a little bit more safe because I'm not the only one sharing this issue and fear, you know?
Yeah.
And as a white gay male, I'll never be as afraid as a black trans woman ever.
Of course.
And I recognize that. I'm someone who's always seen color. So if you're someone who thinks like, I don't see color, you got to change that mindset right away. You need to see color and you need to see struggle and you need to recognize. But I'm all snaps for Dominique. Sorry, I'll just keep going because I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with her.
No, so am
you
I.
just worked with her a few weeks ago at the Task Force Gala.
Yes, and I'm gonna.
She was being honored. No,
she was being honored by the National LGBTQ Task Force Gala, and I mean, she deserved the award. I'm gonna talk more about that. I'm gonna show you pictures and all that kind of stuff in future shows because Dominique, it was a class act, and I love to go to the gala every year. And then when they announced that she was going to receive an award, I was like, oh my God, maybe I can meet her,
we gotta get her in here. Get her in bed. You gotta get her in bed with you.
If I got her in bed, I'd sleep with her. I'd have to sleep with her. I don't know if she would
Your Cuban would have to sit right there.
And the thing is that she probably would let me because my Cuban is also obsessed with her. Like, obsessed.
Oh, so then she probably would.
Obsessed. Maybe I'll get a free pass.
I bet you she would come and do this show because she looked like she was obsessed with you.
She was just so amazing. And, you know, again, and she got shit for coming to Florida because of all the anti-LGBTQ plus laws and bills passed, you know? And they're like, girl, you know, black and brown trans women are being killed at an alarming rate. You sure you want to go down there? And she was like, no, I need to go down there. I need to shine and see that I'm not afraid. And that, you know, just like she understands her privilege as a star. Like, it's incredible. Her platform, right, exactly. It's incredible. You know, she's got a very hunky husband who also used to be her bodyguard that I would not F with, okay? So I think she's safe, but she's still...
Maybe we'll get a bodyguard too with Dominique and her actual bodyguard.
Right, but without the sad ending.
Yeah, we know how that one ends. Spoiler alert. But yeah, no, without that.
Not like that.
Make like a prequel.
Like a prequel. Like they're in high school or something.
Yeah, like college or something like
that. I love that.
Yeah, me too.
We can totally do it.
We're doing it.
Anyway, we love you, Dominique.
Lots of ideas coming.
Yes, lots and lots. So the FayWhat show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America. And Hotspots magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 37 years. And Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So it's the 30th. You want to give him a money shot?
Let's give him one more money shot.
You just
Not
like
me being higher than you. My voice being higher than yours.
Always.
Yeah, it was like a harmony right there. Yeah. There we go. I can't believe Halloween is tomorrow already. What? Oh my God.
I know.
Are you not at Wicked Manners this year, or you will be on the drive this year? Where are you?
I am leaving.
You're everywhere.
I am leaving today after the show to Greece. So I will not be.
You're out.
I am out. I am out. But I will be in Wicked Manor in spirit.
Yes.
Okay. And I love Wicked Manor. They always have a great time every year.
It's my first time. I'm so excited. Yes, I'm DJing at Mary's on the street. I believe there's like a stage.
You have to go to Mary's. Okay. They have a stage outside.
Yeah.
The stage inside, it is bananas.
It's me
by
and
Hamburger
some guy
Mary's.
from the radio. I feel awful that I don't remember his name, but he did. So I opened for him for Pride.
Okay.
And it's the same thing. Like I'm opening for him, and then he's taking over because I think that the outside party closes at 11.
Yes.
And then all the bars stay open.
Yep.
So it's going to be that sort of thing. So please come check me out. I would love to see you. I might be in this costume. Who knows if Faye lets me take it home. And it's my first time. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
You're going to have a blast.
I'm excited.
You know, and there's so many things going on. And I know that there's things going on wherever you're at. So go find your local LGBTQ plus event and enjoy gay Christmas because you deserve it. Dress like a bee. Or dressed like a
ladybug.
A ladybug.
Yeah.
With your tatas all out.
With your tatas out. I'm living, honey. I am so comfortable.
No,
Please. I'm keeping it on for Queer News.
I see.
I really am.
Oh my God. Queer News ain't ready. It's going to be dressed like a ladybug for Queer News tonight.
Oh my
Folks,
God.
I'm sorry if you're watching that episode. All right. Thank you very much, DJ Eric. I will see you soon.
I love you so much.
Make sure you go catch him. He is all over the drive. If you follow him on social media, you'll see where he's at. Okay. From Tap That Ash to Hamburger Mary's to, he's everywhere in between. If he's not here, he's in LA. If he's not in LA, he's in New York. If he's not in New York, seriously, he's in his booze pants.
Oh, I love you. Thank you so much.
I love your
really
boo.
love you.
Your boo is sweet.
He's the best. And I really do.
He puts up with you.
And I love being in his pants and his shorts and his underwear. To be fair, and his shirt.
That's
and
it.
Everything.
Oh, don't you love married couples?
Yeah. Right? And he does put up with me. I'm a whole, it's so much.
I know,
it's so much.
You're a lot, but I love you.
Anyway. I love you more.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Oh yeah, and thank you so much also for DJing my church's gala.
My God.
Unity on the Bay.
Having
Hi.
me. We love Unity on the Bay.
DJ Eric
Oh my
was so
God.
sweet, and he spun for my spiritual family, and they couldn't have been happier.
By the way, they are the moment. Unity on the Bay is the moment.
Listen.
If you are in Miami and you're looking, I reconnected with Sunday service and my spiritual side a few years ago. If you're someone who doesn't go to church every week, or if you do, head on over. They will welcome you with open arms.
When
That's
it comes,
for sure.
Miami, Unity on the Bay, Broward, Sunshine Cathedral, there are queer
best of
churches
the best.
for you, okay?
Yes.
And you can also watch it online.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
from the
streamed Sunday
comfort.
service from Sunshine Cathedral
You
this
see?
past week. Yeah.
See? There you go. All right, I love you.
I love you.
Okay, bye, get out.
Bye. Bye. I'm going to fly away. I'm flying away.
Fly. Okay, but if you're flying away, but you're wiggling your butt, I don't know exactly how that works, but all right. Did you know that Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square, which also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church located in Fort Lauderdale? We broadcast their Sunday service every week at 10:30 a.m. At the FayWhat Show, we want to introduce you to interesting people that are so important to our LGBTQ plus community. Like this interview that I did with my friend Jacob Reide Jennings. Good morning. Welcome back to the FayWhat Show. So today we have a friend and an incredible human being on our show today. His name is Jacob Reide Jennings. And Jacob Jennings is a ballroom and Latin dance professional. And he's also a real estate broker. And he also uses his skills to act as a vehicle for social change. All right. So once Jacob Jennings was a homeless youth. All right. And because of that, he understands the power of housing and the life-changing passion of ballroom and Latin dancing and what that really does bring to your life. And today we're going to talk about all of that. All right. Welcome to the show, Jacob Jennings Reide.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh my God.
That's my audience because I'm not Britney yet. But
We're not yet.
well, not that crazy. I feel bad for Britney though. Like my heart really hurts for her.
There are some, I get really confused. I mean, everyone's loving the whole knife dance thing, and I'm kind of going, I was taught not to play with those. You know? Because knowing me, I'd be that jerk that'd be like, oh my, I'd show up to the ER going, no, I did this to myself.
No, I literally sliced off a nipple. I was just trying to dance for Instagram and things went awray, you know? So,
Well, I think I've got an extra one, a third one down here, but you can't see it.
do you really have a third nipple?
I'm not going to show you right now. This is very personal. Is that your first question?
But I mean, no, it's not my first question, but I mean, you offered, right? If he offered, then that would be that. Okay, they don't have to see it. Let me just see. I mean, I'm curious. I'd love to see a
Okay,
third.
it's right there, that tiny thing. Now, it's not hardwired, though.
Okay. I was about to lick it and like, I couldn't. I mean, it happens, you know? Do you have a third nipple? Is there something weird that you have about you?
Do you also have a third nipple? We all want to know.
I mean, couldn't that be a fetish of some sort? Like,
I mean, there's a fetish for everything.
Yes.
Did you know that the most common fetish for all human beings is actually a foot fetish?
really?
Yes. Apparently, and I learned this on, thank you, TikTok. Apparently in our brain,
TikTok,
there's like...
educational too.
Right? You get so much out of it. But apparently in our brain, where our genitals lie, right next
Wait a
to
minute,
it
our
is the-
brain or our genitals lie?
Well, where your genitals register in your brain.
Okay, because I was like,
that
damn it,
happens.
no wonder I don't understand boys. Their genitals up there in the brain.
Sex is in the head, right? But yeah, apparently where your genitals are in your brain are right next to your feet. So often when you're horny, the wires get crossed. So human beings have foot fetishes. That is the most common fetish in the world.
Wow, there
And
you
this
go.
is how I'm spending my time on my interview.
Yeah, it's no, but listen. Here's the thing, Jacob. Like, my show is about education, right? But it's not education. Like, I'm gonna start telling you history about 1926 or something like that. This is educational stuff that, like, we all need to know,
Right.
and it's like just interesting stuff about the world. You know, foot fetishes are a thing. You know,
Let's destigmatize foot fetishes. It's okay. You're not alone.
destigmatize. Jacob, how did you get into dancing? Let's start there. Did you start at an early age
No, I started at 18.
Okay.
To piss off my parents.
to piss them off?
Yes, I just flat out to piss off my parents. We were not allowed to dance because I grew up in a very religious household.
Your father was a
Military.
Wow.
So my
okay.
stepdad was military. Let me clarify. My stepdad was military. He raised me since I was like 3. And he and my mom were Pentecostal, and we were not allowed to do much of anything. Oh, yeah, that face, that's the face.
No, like, I'm taken
Yeah.
aback because, okay, again, educational, right? Like, what I know about Pentecostal, you know, there was a lot of Pentecostal churches in Jersey where I grew up, right? And I would feel bad for the girls because they always had to wear skirts, no matter
Yep.
what. They couldn't wear pants. And so it's below 0. It's winter in Jersey, and they would still have to wear the skirt and then the socks up to a certain part. And then you would see, like, their skin, like, getting, like, frostbitten. You know, it would be so red. And I'd be like, God doesn't want you to freeze your ass. Like, what the hell? Anyway, So
was
that's what,
crazy.
but okay, so you grew up in that.
Yes, I was raised to be a pastor. So I was always allowed to sing because I was a musician growing up. And then when my parents kicked me out, I was 16 and I graduated high school living out of my car. I somehow went to college because I had already auditioned for a scholarship and got it. So I was able to go to college, thank God. And I had to pick an elective. And I was like, well, I wasn't talking to my parents, but I was like, what would piss them off the most? Dancing. So I took my first modern dance class, and then my classmate there was like, have you ever thought about ballroom dancing? I'm like, I don't even know what ballroom dancing is. She's like, we'll teach you. So they brought me to their studio, and I was adorable, and I was cute, and I was hungry. So they taught me how to dance ballroom and Latin dancing, and I started teaching it 2 days later.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Jacob, that's an incredible story. But listen, I get that they had to teach you, right? And again, of course, you know, you don't just wake up one day, I'm going to know how to ballroom dance, but you had to have that in you already. You know what I mean? Like, you had to have that natural ability to move around like that. You don't think you did as a child?
Definitely. So my mom used to laugh because I had no rhythm growing up. That's what she said. She was like, what is wrong with you? Granted, musicians, I could keep counting a bucket. That was fine. I love musicality. I was very much so a performer. But as far as learning how to do things with my feet, I'm very trained. Like, none of it was very natural for me. The presentation, got that. I'm a ham, no problem. But when it came to actually, like, learning my left from my right, I couldn't tell my left from my right until I started teaching dancing. And still, I have to go like this. I don't always get that correct because I'm teaching the opposite part. So yeah, I still have to think, okay, purple and green. I mean, left and right.
Oh my
Still,
God.
I know, right?
Wow.
Very interesting, right?
It is. It is.
I can tell you so much about foot fetishes, but I can't tell you which one's the left or the right foot.
Yeah. Well, I've seen him dance. He could tell his left from his right foot for sure. Okay.
no.
Me, on the other hand, we'll talk about that later on. All
But
right.
It became really cool though, because when I was teaching, I remember there was a moment when on one of my early lessons where I went, oh my God, I'm loving this. Like, I love teaching. Like, teaching dance was where I was really happy. Like, seeing people start to get what they were doing in a box step or an underarm turn. It was a rumba. I remember very clearly, and I remember who it was. But we had a really great lesson. I just going, I could do this. And then I decided to actually make it my career. And that's how dancing got me out of my car and into a studio and saved my life.
I love that. I love that so much. Wow. So let's talk about you coming out. You came out early, right? And then that was around the time where your parents unfortunately threw you out.
Yes. Sometimes I don't know how people can look at their kid and go, you didn't know I was gay? Really? They used to put me on the coffee table when I was like 4 years old, and I would sing The Little Mermaid, and they loved the part where I go, breath young women, or whatever it was. And I was like, how did you miss it? How did you miss it?
It's not that they missed it, Jacob. Parents know. Parents always know. They're just really trying to not know, right? and especially if they're religious, because in their minds, they're scared for you. And again, I'm not taking your parents' side because this is my experience as well with my parents, you know? And it's hard for me I'll try to put myself in her place and go, wow, if I had a child and thought that they were going to be burning in an inferno, I would be kind of sad, you know? And they truly fucking believe that. That's the thing.
Do you remember the Columbine shooting?
Unfortunately.
So there was a book that came out from one of the mothers of a girl who died, who was asked if she was a Christian before she was shot. And the mother wrote a book, and the book talked about how she took her daughter out of a problem situation and moved her to a better place so she could have a more religious experience and changed her life. Well, my parents took that literally. So when they found out I was gay, they put me in conversion therapy, which did not work.
And it's horrible.
It's horrible. Best therapy you could possibly get, except for the whole conversion therapy part. And then, then after that, probably also explains some of my interest in BDSM now that I think about it.
Right?
Jesus help me.
That makes sense, the bondage
right?
part.
It really does.
It
And
does.
the whipping.
And the whipping.
Oh, wow.
But look, and all of that. Okay, conversion
Putting
therapy.
so much of it together all of a sudden on your show. Oh, I get it now.
The epiphanies happen here in this bed. That is how things happen. It's the truth.
This is what happens when I sleep with a woman for the first time.
Yeah.
Or
this is
technically
it.
wake up next
to a woman. That's what happens.
There you go.
There you go. But you know what I've heard about? I know other people that unfortunately have been through conversion therapy, and all it did was solidify that they were gay for sure.
Oh,
because that's what all the boys. Okay, you're gonna put a bunch of boys in bunk beds together that think they're gay. Think about that. I mean,
we didn't mind that part.
exactly.
Keep that part up. Yeah. I think they made that illegal
that
now, right?
part up.
Yeah, keep that part up. That was great. That really helped me explore a lot faster. But everybody in one room where they're at least questioning, and then you just you pray together.
You pray together. Okay, we have 8 hours and
hold
30
hands.
minutes to figure out who's a top and who's a bottom. Let's make this happen right now.
At that point, I was all the Tupperware. I just did all the snaps. It was great.
I'm verse, I'm top, I'm whatever you got, okay? Because we got to go back to the shit in the morning, and I don't want to be a part of
And
it.
they would actually give you porn. Like they would give you like straight porn to look at. So like you would look at it and you're going, this is not appropriate. So you would look at the porn going, okay, this is supposed to do something, but I can see he's trying to look and you're, oh, well, it's doing something. All right, let's just put that away and see what happens next. I wonder how Kevin's doing.
Oh, hey, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Reach out. He's probably a big old bear right now.
Oh, he's a hot little otter, actually. He lives in Portland with his new husband. Good for him. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. Good for you.
Anyway, but they moved me from my high school in Northern Virginia to go further into the Bible Belt to, get me away from all the gay.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, I met more homosexuals in the South than I ever did in D.C. It was a very different time.
Isn't that usually
Very different
how it
time.
is?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, what is it? What you resist persists. Like, you can't.
Exactly.
I wish. It's just one of those things where you see these people, and again, like we said before, they really truly believe that, we chose this life, and we didn't,
It totally backfired. Like so my parents only let me take an after-school job at Chick-fil-A because religious. Yeah, right?
Because they're closed on Sunday?
It's closed on Sunday. You can do all this stuff. I met more lesbians working at Chick-fil-A than I've ever seen anywhere else. I don't know why. I guess they all like chicken. But it was actually a lot of fun.
I'm not sure.
Whatever
I don't
poultry
know.
you want to be, it was
Whatever
foul.
that poultry was, it was foul. Right? And it was foul. And Chick-fil-A is foul, by the way.
Foul.
So let's talk about your nonprofits. Okay, the reason that me and Jacob met on Queer News Tonight, and we hit it off right away. There was something about his mustache and his red hair that I just could not stop freaking looking at it. And then when he talks, like you can tell that he just is. I'm here. I'm present. I'm queer. And I was like, damn, I need this guy in my life, and then I found out the wonderful things that he had done. And I was like, okay, now I really need to interview Jacob, So you started a nonprofit, right? And it's called Sherlock's Homes Foundation, a nonprofit that addresses LGBTQ plus youth housing issues, okay? There's not a question that LGBTQ plus youth have had it harder than anybody. You live now in Florida, you know the Don't Say Gay bills and all the crap. This happened before COVID, correct?
6 weeks before COVID.
Okay, so what inspired you to make this happen? Obviously, you didn't know COVID was 6 weeks away, but how did that come up?
Well, I remember when my mother kicked me out that day. It was the worst and best day of my life. I remember thinking that. I was like, you know what? One day I'm going to come up with a way to help other kids who are kicked out for coming out and give them the help that I didn't have. And that was 20 years ago. So, so fast forward into 2019, my ex and I split up and I had to reinvent my life. And I was going, okay, what is going to make all of this worth it? What am I going to do that actually is going to make, losing my significant other and my home and everything had fallen apart? What am I going to do to actually make it to where I want to get out of bed every morning? And I called my girlfriend, who's a therapist, and I was having a breakdown with her right before Thanksgiving. She said, well, Jacob, what would you want to do? And without thinking, I don't know where it came from, but I just said, I want to help trans kids. And I was like,
Where'd
I
that
didn't even
come
know.
from?
I had no idea. It just fell out. I'm like, She said, Jacob, that's beautiful. Do it. And I'm like, okay. So the next day I called my student who happened to have, I had her house as a listing for a rental. I said, okay, I've got this crazy idea. Are you down for it? And she said, absolutely, let's try it. So I moved into this townhouse, and it was set up ideally for this type of situation where my room is downstairs, and upstairs we had 2 bedrooms and a loft, and we could put 2 beds per room. And they all had their space. I had mine. And the idea was that they were going to come in and we were going to get them work and get them, educated on basics of finance and interviews for different jobs and just
Life
help
skills.
them. Yeah,
Life
just get them going.
skills. Yeah.
And so it was crazy how quickly it happened. Like the kids moved in before I did, actually.
Oh, wow.
My first kid moved in 2 days before I moved into the apartment, to the condo.
And you were
townhouse.
and you were gonna move into this townhouse, and again, so let your house go, not have
Well,
your
my
own.
partner kept it. I lost my house in the separation.
Got it. So your
yeah.
ass was homeless again.
Girl. It was so. Let me tell y'all. You know how it goes. Everyone who's tried before and you lost it. You know it. If you have had your home taken away from you guys or a failed relationship, put something in the comments down below. Do they have comments
Yeah.
down below?
Yeah, of course.
Put it in the comments down below. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was homeless yet again. So I was like, okay, now I have a home, and I had my first kid, Mason, move in. He was a trans boy, and his mother was not accepting of him whatsoever, of being trans. And so he was at Starbucks, and he was like, listen, I need a place to go or I'm going to kill myself. I'm like, well, don't do that. I have a solution. Come on. So we talked, and he came over to the house, and I was like, okay, so my first kid was moving in. His name was Mason. And I was like, great. So I ordered a mattress. He came before I had anything ready to go. No, I had nothing. So I had to go and order a mattress and everything that goes with it. And I remember it came from Amazon. Had to lug this big, heavy box by myself upstairs.
How
and I
butch.
move into it, right? It's very
butch.
lug it upstairs. And when I got up into his room, I set it down, and I was like, okay, I was about to open it, and I noticed a Tupperware container on the ground behind me, without a lid, and with a heat lamp. And I just stood up slowly, looked to my right, and noticed that there was a ball python just hanging out in a Tupperware dish, a giant Tupperware clothing, like one of the things you put your sweaters
Like the
in,
Christmas
right?
stuff, like
That's
the Christmas
it.
bin.
Not a terrarium,
And a
yes,
snake.
and a snake, just laying there, like that's my snake. Just laying, I'm like, and I just backed out the door. Now, I had a handicapped cat, so all I could think about was this boa constrictor getting out of this box, finding my
eating you.
disabled and eating my cat.
Yeah.
I was like, well, we're going to have a talk about this. So Alice was made to be put away somewhere else. But anyway, Mason moved in with me and stayed with me for a few months. We kept the door open for conversation with his mom. Mason did not have the tools to articulate what he was going through for his mother. And his mother thought that her daughter was just having another one of her things, right?
Or a phase or something that she was going through. I mean, because parents and kids really have an issue with that communication.
Yeah.
You don't want to hurt your parents' feelings, but you're not telling them the whole truth,
Yes.
right? But then you're also not giving them all the information they need to make a valid decision when it comes to you.
And the parents don't know how to give them the tools to have the conversation yet. Because their
Completely.
frontal lobe isn't developed
Well,
yet.
and that's not their world.
No, it's
you know what I
not.
mean? It's not. They've lived 30 some odd years without dealing with gay people for the most part, right? And all of a sudden their kid is trans. Like,
Yep.
the
kids in a short period of time went from being just their little
girl going
to
to school,
lesbian to now
to-
trans boy. It's
and
there's a whole lot.
how old was Mason?
He was 18, 19 when he moved in.
Oh, okay. So then you didn't have to deal with like parental issues or anything like that, right? But
No,
you
I
left the
thought-
door open for the mom to still have some kind of
Yes.
relationship and whatever. How many trans people were they all trans?
No, so that home was very interesting. He was with me for about 3 months, and then he moved back home with his mom, which is super cool. And we're still close. I'm still close with his mom. Like showing her the tools to have the conversation with Mason has been great. We helped him get his top surgery. We helped him get on hormones. We saw his entire transition. It's been amazing. So Mason, I love you. Mwah.
That's wonderful. And I was going to ask you later on about like a successful story or someone that jumps out at you. And I think that Mason is definitely that story. And that's what a blessing for Mason. And of course, there's a few. I mean, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Do you know how many LGBTQ plus kids will never get this opportunity?
Yeah.
Too many. And what Mason said initially is not an uncommon thing to say for our LGBTQ plus kids. Okay. Most kids say, I don't want to be here anymore. Get me an out. Where suicide is a better option than waking up the next day to talk to your mom. Fuck.
They are 120 times more likely to commit suicide than their cisgender counterparts. Is that horrible?
God, that's awful. So this was in Raleigh, right?
This was here in Fort Lauderdale.
This was in Fort Lauderdale.
Boca Raton, technically. So I had the home rented, and then 6 weeks later, my bed's already full. And that happened overnight. Like everyone just started coming and it was like, okay, I had no idea what I was doing, but I was figuring it out. And then COVID hit and we were locked in the house together for the rest of quarantine. And I was out of my comfort zone. I was not a parent.
Never been a parent. All of a sudden you got a bunch of kids there that you have to be responsible for.
And now when I say kids, it's HUD definition standards, 18 to 25 is still considered a kid.
Yeah, no, of course.
So I just make sure we clarify that.
No, that's important.
So I didn't have to do anything with like foster care or anything like that, but we did have kids that came from foster care into our home and had no idea about any of the resources that they had. I didn't know anything at that point either. I had to learn as I went.
Yeah.
So so not only was COVID happening, but we were trying to figure out how to make things go. So the idea was to show them how to use real estate to get out of, the rat race. So we actually had bought, with some investors, I bought a condo in Fort Lauderdale, and we would go down during quarantine and we would gut it and paint it, and they helped choose the fixtures and the paint colors and do the work. So they got to see that they had an impact on the environment around them. And through this, they actually were able to understand that they can build something better for themselves if they put the work into it.
I love that.
Right? It was really cool. So they got
that.
to see firsthand how to do something. They flipped a car. They flipped a condo. They
started flipping tables wherever they went. I'm going to have the best adult life ever.
It was something. But the thing I learned as well is like you have to meet them where they are. They're still kids. They did not want, they wanted iPhones. They wanted nice things. They wanted all this stuff that I'm like, you can't really afford this. You know that, right? So it was very much a mindset that I could not relate to because I had been homeless 20 years before and then a year before, but at their age at that point. So having to build my model where there was Snapchat now available was very different. Very different. But we started having really great conversations. And the thing that made the most sense to them, they really couldn't give a damn about real estate. Why would they? It wasn't within their wheelhouse. They didn't know how to make money, much less grow money. So investing, I had to rethink, how do I put this into a world that they know? And we found the answer.
TikTok.
Close. Music. They learned about music royalties and how music, every time you hear a song play on the radio, that's going to pay Beyonce. That's going to pay Lady Gaga.
Or the song being played on TikTok. Yeah.
So they started getting really interested in music and how you can make money through the music industry as investing. I was like, that is so not what I expected. And something I love learning about too. So we learned about music royalties together. So anyway, when the year went up and my lease was over, and I paid rent every month because I wanted to make sure, even though we didn't have to, I wanted to make sure I had a solid foundation so that when people asked about our organization, we could say that even during the pandemic, we paid our rent every month.
Yes.
That was tough, but we did it. But when the year was up, I was like, well, I had run out of capital, ran out of credit, everything I had done. We remember it was 6 weeks before COVID hit. So like I couldn't go out and get donors or improve our board member base. I couldn't do anything. Like we were locked in.
Nobody suffered more than nonprofits. So I mean, there was just no way. There couldn't have been a worse time for you to have done that. Yet you still were able to pay rent every single month.
We actually even expanded into our second home 6 months into the pandemic, which was in Colorado Springs, and that became a trans rescue, an all-age trans rescue from 18 and above. So we expanded and now we still have that home. It's now in Peyton, Colorado, which is on a 10-acre hobby farm. It's housing
10 acres.
10 acres,
Ooh.
yeah. It's right now it's housing 13 trans individuals in Peyton, Colorado, which is a sundown state, by the way, or sundown county. So it means if you don't know what sundown county is, look it up. It's kind of disturbing. But
what the hell does it mean? You can't do that to my walker.
I like to tease them.
But I don't even know what the hell it is. Sundown. I don't mean like what? What does it mean?
A sundown state means like
a state I'll never go to.
You need to be out of here before sundown, or else we are not responsible for what happens to you
at night.
Yeah. That's where you had a lot of lynchings and murders and stuff. Yeah. So,
oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah. It's terrifying that this stuff still happens, but yes.
But it does.
And they're right in the heart of that county and they love it. My girls there have some guts.
We'll say that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so from this, you also, so you have this trans facility, you have the first townhouse here, then you opened up a sobriety.
Yes. Oh, so what happens? We had to get out of the house. That's right. I was going to tell you. So I had nothing left, but we found a converted school bus on OfferUp. So we moved onto a converted school bus.
How big was it?
It was 38 feet long, and it was great. I had so much fun. Oh my God, it's so much fun. We planned this trip. We're going around the country to see like where we can go and open up homes, right? So we had been building a buzz throughout the entire pandemic, and there were a couple of landlords that wanted to meet me in different states. So we took the bus and we traveled up to Raleigh and to Richmond, and it died after that. But we went there and we saw these houses and decided to open up more homes in Raleigh, North Carolina, and Richmond, Virginia. So the Raleigh, North Carolina home became an LGBTQ recovery home. So it is for people who are in our community who are battling substance use and alcohol abuse and trying to get their life together.
And how many people
that
are
one
there?
is serving, right now it's serving 5.
Wonderful.
And we have the ability to, we actually have a room there for people who are sober that are trying to travel, like on Airbnb. So they need a sober place to stay. So we actually have one room that's like a sober Airbnb, so people
Like
can
a
have a
safe
place to go.
place. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that's part of being sober, right? So that's that home in Raleigh, and then our home in Richmond is my experiment to see how do you prevent homelessness. The best way to do it is to do it before they become homeless, right? So that's how you end homelessness, by prevention. So we actually have that home in a different model. It is an LGBTQ safe space. You do not have to be LGBTQ, but it is an LGBTQ safe space in all of our marketing, all of our decorations. Everything has got a lovely, warm vibe. Every room has a positive message. Rainbows everywhere. I love that home. But we literally gutted this cracked in duplex and made it into a 7-bedroom home. We rent each room out individually, and then as these individuals have financial emergencies that come up, we actually mentor them one-on-one on how to get ahead in life and set themselves up to win financially. And we partner with a company called 101 Financial. They're wonderful, by the way. And they actually teach them how to do everything from open a checking account to saving money to get ready to be a homeowner. And so this
Again, life skills.
Life skills.
You know, when you have that breakdown in communication with your parents, right? Like you don't get to learn those basic things that a lot of us take for granted, all right?
I didn't learn it.
A lot of these LGBTQ plus kids, you know, myself included, you included, you know, your parents are supposed to be there to teach you that stuff. And because you have that disconnect, it doesn't happen. So then you're like, screw school, screw this, screw that. You know, I don't need to. The universe doesn't want me here, so why am I even trying?
Yeah.
You know, and you're teaching them. They're like, no, wait a minute. This is what you need to live. This is your future here. This is your possible future, your successful future.
that you belong.
That you belong.
That you belong. That's
And that
actually
you
one of our
deserve.
taglines. Yeah. One of my favorite videos on our website is the "You Belong Here" video, and actually it goes through like the LGBTQ youth experience of all the shame and the rejection that you feel, and then when you find your chosen family, how you're like, oh, I do belong somewhere.
Yeah, and I am enough, and I am perfect
enough.
exactly how I
Yeah.
am. You know, I love it, and then I love your nonprofit, and I love that you named it after your dog, right?
Yes, I
Like
did.
when I first saw that, I was like, does he like Sherlock Holmes? Like I was like, God, like how interesting. You know, because again, he's like an onion, right? It's like ballroom. He's a broker. He's got this great mustache. Like it's like he's got so. He doesn't have his mustache today. Like usually, it's like so like.
Yeah, I sneezed when actually my cat hit my elbow. I was trimming it the other day. I was like,
Oh no! Is that what
oh
happened?
yes, it was. I'm like, I gotta get all.
hysterical.
Yes, so it's growing back. November is gonna come back. It's just gotta grow. Come on, baby.
Does
come
your
on.
mustache have a name?
No, it's just part of me. I don't want anything else to have all the attention. You kidding?
Okay. You were mentioning how, you know, one of the reasons, well, like an out, you know, you had ended a relationship. And so in the process, you know, you were like, okay, you keep the house. I'm going to go find somewhere else to live. And then it just, the universe is so wonderful how it is that it knew that those kids needed you, that those young adults needed you. And that's where you ended up having to live. Okay.
Yep.
Is that your last relationship? Are you single now?
I am single now. Yes,
Has it been since then that you've been single?
I've tried a couple of times unsuccessfully, but
Okay.
nothing.
What do you look
seriously.
for in a partner?
This has come up. Okay, let me just say, I just had my birthday 2 weeks ago, and for
happy
some
birthday.
reason, since then, everyone I know has been trying to go, so, are you dating yet? Are you ready? I'm like, okay, so
Is it
universe,
pressure?
I'm
I'm
listening.
sorry.
It's not pressure, it's just surprising. I spent so much time since that breakup, like, taking care of others. I haven't really... I say I'm single, but I'm off the market. But like anything in good real estate, you have a price, right? If someone shows up offering you the right price for your home, would you sell? The answer is yes, honey, you'll sell. So I mean, I'm open to the idea. I just hadn't really given it that much thought, but I feel like something is telling me I should be paying attention, and I am. So now I've got to start. So what do I want? Okay, let me think.
Yeah, what I mean, like, okay, here's, you know, I'm happily married, and we're going to talk about my anniversary that you helped me with, okay, that I am forever indebted to you for. And when you get married happily, okay, not the marriage for papers, bitches, happily, when you get married happily, you want your friends married too. It's weird, okay? Because it's like, I never understood. When I did my vows with my wife, I didn't say, you're my best friend, you complete me. No, because I was complete before I met her, okay? We came together and made an awesome, awesome team. But I didn't need her, and she didn't need me. It's just a wonderful thing that we fit, like a puzzle piece, right? And when you find that person that you say, hey, I might have done something, and they say, okay, I'll go get the shovel, right? That's the person that you want for everybody else, right? You want everybody else to have that person. And there's no, I can't explain to you how it feels for someone that, like you, parents dropped the ball, right? I've never felt safe because when your parent does that, when you're a kid, you never feel safe again. No. You never do. No. So for years, I never felt safe. And to have this woman that makes me feel safe for the first time, I want that for people I love. You do understand?
Thank you, darling.
Don't make me cry again.
I can't believe you wake up with all your makeup on. That's amazing.
Like this. Like if you shellac the shit out of your face, it won't move. Anyway.
I do the same thing with Botox.
So I see so many attributes, so many incredible attributes in you. Right? And so then unfortunately, your first thought is, what's wrong with him? Right? Like, why is it that he's not with somebody? But then, again, I got the answer. I'm working on myself. When I first got sober, it was a year of celibacy because I had to work on me and I could not worry about how I fit in with you. Yeah. So it makes sense. Yes. But maybe now with your birthday and people mentioning this, God is not going to come and knock on your door and say, hey, Jacob, you got to find a partner. He's going to send you messages through people you love.
Yeah, I think that's the case right now. So that has been what's happening. It's funny. I took myself off of all the apps lately.
All the grinders and all the scrubs.
Because I'm like, I don't think that's where, now I've had great luck on them before finding people, but I'm like, I don't think that's where this one's coming. So I'm looking to that new dating app, Archer. That's now, I don't have a profile yet. There's the other one that was just developed by the guy from Grindr that's supposed to be more meaningful. It's right now in beta testing in New York and Miami, so we have it here. Okay. So I'm looking into those things.
What's it called? Grindr with feelings? What
Tammy?
The fuck?
It's not Tammy. So I'll remember it. It's somewhere on my phone.
Okay. But then that means you're beginning to get back out there.
Well, I'm considering. So part of it is like, what do you want, right?
Yes. What do you want?
And I feel like, the thing I typically get is I intimidate people. Which I don't know why. I mean, I get it. I'm a unicorn that happens to have wings and I like to fly around and I need someone to keep me grounded. I get it. Cool, whatever. I'm fine with that. But my line, you have to add to my happy. You have to add to my happy. Yes. I'm not going to date someone just because I want that convenience or that is to have a status symbol. That's not what I think is important. Someone who will make me laugh on the hard days, because there are plenty of them, and someone who I can actually witness their life. I do want to be a parent. Okay. I do want to be a parent. So I've been preparing to be a single dad for a while now, and I'm planning on starting that process at 41. I have it all mapped out that way. Okay. So I'm starting that process, and I was planning on doing that on our own because, like you said, when you lose your family so young, it's like, well, I do want a family. Yeah. And so my solution was, well, have a kid, right? During the pandemic, with all of my kids around me, my kids from the foundation, I realized, you know what? I could not screw up my kid worse than these parents screwed up theirs. So. All right, I'll figure it out. Let's figure this. So that's where I'm kind of going. But
so you think that the kid will come before the husband?
Well, I have control over one, not the other. Yeah. There are kids today. There are so many kids that are in foster care that need love and support. So I know I can be of value to a kid. I don't know if I'll find my significant other without one, actually. Okay. Dogs and kids, they're panty droppers.
I mean, they really are.
They really are.
Right? So is your dog's name Sherlock?
Yes.
Oh my God, how cute.
Right?
You know me.
He would not poop for days when I first got him. And I was like, really? I kept taking him out. Really? No shit, Sherlock? He went, oh, that's your name. Oh, perfect.
See, there it goes.
And that's the truth.
So you work at a couple of different dance studios. I want to talk about my anniversary now. Okay. So this was fun. So me and the Cuban, at the end of the, 2 days ago. 2 days ago was our anniversary, right? Mm-hmm. And I always I try to surprise her. I try to do something cute or something. And the thing is that it lands always during Halloween time. So it's always like a million events going on. So I always try to get her like a week before or a week after. And fortunately, I'm going to be in the Eastern Mediterranean, bitches. This week I'll be gone to Greece. So I wanted to surprise her with something, and I saw tell me the video that I saw, your social media. Tell us about that.
So I made a post where I talk about, I don't know why I did it. It's the first time I've done it, but I just did voice text into my Facebook post. And I was like, imagine that you have someone special in your life and you want to give them something that they aren't expecting. Well, imagine that you laid out their favorite outfit that makes them feel confident on the bed. And you write a note on the bathroom mirror that says, get ready in 15 minutes. We're going to have some fun tonight with a vase of flowers. And then your significant other comes home. You throw them in the bedroom, say, get ready. I'll see you in a few minutes. Leave, shut the door, and go to your car and just wait. Now your loved ones knows that they have to put this on. They go in the bathroom to get ready. They see that they're going to have fun that evening, and then they're going to meet you in the car where you already have shoes that will stay attached to their feet when they walk backwards, a toothbrush, toothpaste, comb, deodorant, just to be on the safe side. And then you just drive them to your destination without telling them where they're going, preferably blindfolded. That's the BDSM flavor. Then you finally get to where you want to go, and you walk into my dance studio, where I welcome you with champagne or sparkling cider, and you come in and celebrate your love for one another while dancing for 45 minutes, embracing each other's arms, no cell phones, no distractions, and then you head off to dinner, where you complete that evening sitting by the beach and enjoying your time with your significant other. Yes. Yeah. So if you want to make that magic happen, give me a call.
Oh my God, yes. So if you want to make that magic happen, call Jacob, okay? Find him on social media and do that, okay? So I did that. So basically, I was like...
She actually responded.
I go, Jacob, I saw your video, and I know this sounds crazy, but like me and my wife don't really dance well together, And it's one of those things when you're two women, I could dance with a guy, right? Because I was groomed to be straight. Right? So I could dance with a guy, no problem. But unfortunately, me and her did not have that connection. And we've gone to cruises and we'll see other couples dance. And it's like, oh, I would love to do that, So we did just that. We put together, Jacob told me, make a playlist. Okay. Make a playlist. So I put on this playlist things, Stevie Nicks. I put The Cure on this. I put our wedding songs. I asked her children for songs. I asked her mom for a song, and I took their songs and I put it on the playlist. So this playlist was weird as hell, okay? It had stuff from Twilight to Landslide from Fleetwood Mac.
Garbage?
We had garbage. I don't even know those people.
I'm only happy when it rains. This is such a romantic song. I'm only happy when it's complicated. I'm like, okay.
Indigo Girls. I'm not that lesbian, okay? And I even put that on the playlist,
It was great.
I blindfolded my Cuban, I blindfolded Teresa, and I took her to the Star Ballroom. And, I had a letter ready for her, and I took the blindfold off, and she was super blown away. And Jacob was right there with sparkling cider and Prosecco for her. And she was, blown away. And we had a beautiful hour where we learned how to dance badly, but how to dance together. You are an exceptional teacher, bro. Your patience is just beyond, because it's just, I'm not made that way. You know what I mean? And you let us both lead and,
explore.
And it's a memory that we'll never forget, and I will be forever indebted to you for making our 6-year anniversary so special and so real. And this just happened, like I said a couple days ago, and over the weekend we danced in the kitchen, which is exactly what you wanted to happen.
Yes.
So it's already happening, because a song came on the radio that we, on our Google, that was on our playlist, that's it.
That is so, this makes me so happy. Oh my God. This was just to help them start moving together and holding each other and just having another way of expressing love.
Okay. And yes, and we might have made some mistakes, but we never stepped on each other. So that's I'll take that as a plus.
It really does help. Yeah. Especially in heels.
And especially in heels, So I'm here to tell you, Jacob, that you bring happiness and love and joy to others, and it's time that you find your own.
Thank you.
I'm saying, you so deserve it. You're such an incredible human.
Well, thank you.
Now that I've seen you naked, I'm just saying.
Well, yes, eyes up here, Missy.
Okay, no, sorry. I can't stop looking at your nipple. And the fact that now he has a third nipple, I can't stop looking to see if it's just going to pop out, right? I kind of want to get it hot.
Hashtag me too. Hashtag keep going. Hashtag me too. No, it's like if I could only get it to heart. I think it's just a birthmark, but it looks like a nipple, right?
No, it does look like a nipple.
We don't want to think about it.
I'd suck on it or pierce it. Jacob Reide Jennings, looking to dance. He's your guy. Sherlock Holmes is an incredible organization helping young people of our community that so need it. Please go check them out. If you want to donate, please do so. Luna loves Jacob, so you should love him too.
Thank you. And thank you for having me on your show. I'm so glad to be here and spend this morning with you.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for being on the FayWhat show. And make sure you follow him on all social media,
Yes.
okay?
I try to make things fun. I try to keep it interesting and light. Dance trivia, nonprofit trivia, stuff like that.
You're incredible, puppy.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you.
Mwah.
All right.
Mwah.
Next time you're on our show, we're going to be planning your wedding. We'll be right back. Finally, this morning, I want to get our week started by telling you some things that are really important to me. We call it Faye. What's on my mind? Miami slang is on my mind. Come on, you come here enough, right? You come here for the sun, the fun, and maybe the boys, right? So you should know your Miami slang so you don't end up in a compromising position. You know what I mean? So some slang terms have become so ingrained in our culture that everyone knows what they mean, right? Like my coworkers, they love to say y'all, right? Okay, and so others are more kind of like a, what? What does that mean? So for example, in South Dakota, a tavern is a sloppy Joe, not a bar, right? And in New York, grilling someone doesn't mean peppering them with questions. It means peppering them with questions. It doesn't mean you're staring them down, right? I'm grilling you. So, but our state, Florida slang might be some of the weirdest ever, okay? So I saw a survey conducted by the language learning app Preply that measured the hardest to understand states by measuring how confused the rest of the country was by each state's slang words, right? And of course, Florida ranked in the top 20 hardest to understand states, okay? With the phrase, get this, jiffy feet. You ever heard that shit before? Jiffy feet. Okay, so that stumped 43% of the people surveyed. I didn't know what the hell jiffy feet meant. So it means dirty feet. It means dirty feet. So it's mainly used up north in Florida, but like up there by Jacksonville, right? So the phrase jiffy feet refers to the layers of dirt and dust that are at the bottom of one's feet after prancing around driveways, streets, dirt roads, gas stations, or really everywhere people go barefoot, I guess, in Jacksonville, all right? I do none of that. Okay, so I don't understand. But that is what it's called, jiffy feet. Use it in your next conversation, all right? So understand that Miami slang and Florida are very different. So for the dirty feet, Latinos call it pata sucia, right? It means dirty feet. We just kind of like translate the word. So pata sucia, say it with me. Pata sucia. There, you got it. All right, so here's some more Miami slang for you. Stupid. That's a substitute for very or really. Oh, eso está super chévere. That is super cool. Okay. All right. Chonga. Chonga. Okay. That's a specific style of Latina girl. Okay. That's like a Latin woman from like maybe Hialeah, maybe Westchester. Who knows? You know. Irregardless. Irregardless. Okay. That means regardless. Okay. Yeah. I don't understand why Miami people put an IR in the beginning of it. They just do. Okay. So irregardless. All right. Bro. People use that in Miami for everything. Bro is, you know, your buddy, your pal. Yo, bro. Okay, if you come down here, you have to know about a main city where a lot of the Latinos are. Hialeah. Say it with me. Hialeah. That's a city within Miami-Dade County where a lot of Latinos live, predominantly Cuban. Okay? Yayo. Yayo. That's Y-E-Y-O. That's cocaine. Yeah. Yayo. Da un poquito de yayo. Okay, I'm not saying to do drugs. I'm just telling you that, hey, it's prevalent. It is what it is, right? Next word for you is huepa. Huepa. That's a fun word to say. Huepa. You probably heard Pitbull say that a lot in a lot of his songs, okay? That's just kind of an exclamation of joy. Huepa. Oye, huepa. Next one, I know you know, cafecito, right? You got to know cafecito when you come to Miami. We make the best Cuban-style espresso. It'll keep you up for days. They give you these little cups to share. Nobody shares. Okay, we just drink it all to the face. Next, slang, 305 till I die, baby. That's loyalty to the 305. That is 305 till I die. I say that a lot, all right? This one you have to be careful with, okay? Eso está de pinga. You got it? Eso está de pinga. That means that's awesome. Or if you actually translate it, it means that is of the penis. I know, but trust me, it'll go over well once you say it. Eso está de pinga. You got it. Yes, one of my favorites is dale. Okay, that can mean let's go. You know, that's like, or yes, you know, oh, do you want to go to the store? Dale, let's go. Very easy, okay? Another one, tiene chisme. Tiene achievement. You got gossip, you got the tea. I want to, come on, let me know, you know? You can use any of these here when the next time you are in Miami, or if you're in Miami right now, all right? Okay, you can take on Miami with style. Eso está de pinga, like that, see? All right, well, that's it. That's the FayWhat show. I hope that you had fun. Thank you so much to my friend DJ Eric for being with me. I love that kid. He just makes me smile. He just does. And the amazing Jacob Reide Jennings for a great interview. What a great addition to our community. He's such a great guy. Listen, I am really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. I gotta tell you, it's often hard for us girls, even if we're Bs. If we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q plus. We open every show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore, and that girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and embrace our tremendous diversity. It's what makes us so damn strong. Until next Monday, world, at 9 a.m. live or anytime you want on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I'm #thatgirl. Make sure that you follow us on all social media outlets, okay? Because I want to hear from you. And have a great and safe Halloween, all right? If you don't know your costume, dig real deep, okay? Your alter ego, that's what your costume should be, all right? All right, I will see you guys next week. I am FayWhat, and I'm #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #thatgirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl, the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #thatgirl. Pride-filled, tea dance, Wilton. Is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ plus media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started with me.